Imagine a war that raged for 10 years, with heroes, gods, and nations locked in a deadly struggle. And in the end, victory wasn't won by strength or brute force, but by a trick. The story of the Trojan horse is a tale of cunning, betrayal, and a lesson that still resonates today. Let's uncover the brilliant deception that brought down mighty Troy. The Trojan War didn't begin with armies or weapons. It began with a beauty contest. 3 goddesses, Hera, Athena, and Aphrodite, competed for the title of the fairest. And they chose a mortal prince, Paris of Troy, to decide. Paris's choice? Aphrodite, who promised him the love of the most beautiful woman in the world, Helen, the queen of Sparta. But taking Helen wasn't just an act of love, it was an act of war. When Helen was spirited away to Troy, her husband, King Menelaus, was furious. He called upon the mighty Greek kings and warriors, Agamemnon, Achilles, Odysseus, and others, to join him in a mission to bring her back. What followed was a decade-long siege of Troy, with countless battles, legendary heroes, and devastating losses. For 10 years, the Greeks tried to breach the walls of Troy. 10 years of bloodshed, with neither side gaining a decisive advantage. Troy's walls were impenetrable, and its defenders, led by Prince Hector, were formidable. But as the years dragged on, the Greeks grew desperate. Supplies ran low, morale waned, and the gods themselves seemed divided in their loyalties. The question loomed: could Troy ever be conquered? Enter Odysseus, the wily king of Ithaca. Known for his cunning mind, Odysseus proposed a bold and unexpected plan, a deception so audacious it might just work. The Greeks built a massive wooden horse, hollow on the inside, large enough to hide a group of their best warriors. Then they pretended to retreat, leaving the horse as a supposed offering to the gods, a gift signaling their surrender. When the Trojans discovered the horse, they were divided. Some, like the priest Laocoon, warned against bringing it inside. His famous words, "Beware of Greeks bearing gifts." But others saw it as a symbol of victory, a sign that the gods had favored Troy. As the Trojans celebrated and dragged the horse into their city, they didn't realize they were sealing their fate. That night, as the Trojans feasted and celebrated, the Greek warriors hidden inside the horse emerged. They opened the city gates, allowing the rest of the Greek army, who had secretly returned under cover of darkness, to enter. What followed was chaos. Troy burned as the Greeks unleashed their fury. The city that had withstood 10 years of siege fell in a single night. The war was over, but the cost was immeasurable. The story of the Trojan horse is more than a tale of war. It's a lesson about trust, cunning, and the dangers of overconfidence. The Trojans believed they had won, but in their pride, they ignored the warnings and paid the ultimate price. This myth also speaks to the power of strategy over brute force. Sometimes the smartest move isn't the most obvious one. It's the one that catches your opponent off guard. The fall of Troy reminds us that victory often belongs not to the strongest, but to the cleverest. It's a story that echoes through history, showing us how wit and creativity can triumph even in the face of overwhelming odds. Thank you for joining me on this journey through one of history's most iconic tales. If this story sparked your curiosity, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fascinating myths and legends. Let me know in the comments. Do you think Troy's fall was inevitable, or could they have avoided the Greeks' clever trap? Until next time, remember, sometimes the greatest strength is a sharp mind.